The black church or white church or any kind of church you want to call it are all the same is totally true, and all gay people are not the same.
Bishop T.D. Jake, a prominent figure in the Christian community, is currently facing intense public scrutiny due to his controversial statements and scandals. One of the most significant controversies revolves around his daughter Sarah Jakes Roberts' pregnancy at a young age, which was a public spectacle. This situation was further complicated by Sarah's later life choices, which led to her marriage twice and 3 children by 3 different men. This aspect of her life has been a source of public gossip and criticism, with some people quick to judge her actions as a reflection of her father's ability to lead a Christian household. The challenges faced by Bishop Jake's family were compounded by the controversy involving his son Jermaine Jakes in 2009. In 2009, Jermaine was arrested during a sting operation in Dallas Park, leading to widespread speculation about his sexuality. Bishop Jake made a public statement addressing the situation, emphasizing the importance of allowing individuals to live their own lives and pursue their beliefs and passions. He framed this as a fundamental aspect of what makes the United States a great country's respect for personal freedom and diversity. However, this statement was met with mixed reactions. Some people felt that Bishop Jake was deflecting from the real issue at hand, which was the nature of Jermaine's arrest and the questions it raised about his behavior in a public space. Critics of Bishop Jake's response argue that he was too vague and that his comments seemed more like an attempt to sidestep the controversy rather than directly addressing it. The scrutiny faced by public figures like Bishop Jake is often magnified when their personal lives seem to contradict the principles they preach. Some people speculate that Jermaine's actions were not just a personal lapse in judgment, but a deliberate attempt to embarrass his father, who has been outspoken about his views on homosexuality. This speculation was fueled by various observations and biases, including the perception of Bishop Jake's speech patterns. Critics pointed to his lisp as evidence of a hidden aspect of his sexuality, with the assumption that certain speech characteristics might correlate with sexual orientation. In an article from the Way City Times, a publication focusing on LGBT+ issues, Jermaine's flamboyant behavior and perceived sexual reckless actions were explored as an intentional effort to publicly deride his father, Bishop Jake. The article suggested that Jermaine might be more like his father than people realize, suggesting that Bishop Jake could be hiding behind his religious position. Bishop Jake has firmly adhered to traditional interpretations of the Bible, particularly when it comes to same-sex relationships. He believes that marriage is defined by Scripture as between a man and a woman, and that there is no biblical basis for sanctioning same-sex marriages. Bishop Jake has described homosexuality, particularly in men, as a form of spiritual brokenness, linked to factors such as long-term imprisonment, absentee fathers, and experiences of abuse. In 2005, a provocative series titled Outing Black Pastors emerged, spearheaded by activists Keith Boyan and Jasmine Kick. Boyan and Kick were concerned about the pervasive and often harsh rhetoric from Black preachers against the LGBT+ community. They targeted those pastors who were most vocal in their condemnation of homosexuality, arguing that these preachers were actively contributing to a culture of homophobia within the Black community. Activists suggested that the fervor with which these pastors condemned LGBT+ individuals might be a form of projection to deflect attention from their own internal struggles. They embarked on a campaign to gather information about the private lives of these pastors, seeking tips and leads from anyone who might have insight into their personal behaviors and sexual orientations. The series quickly gained attention for its old accusations and the implications it held for the broader Black community. The idea that prominent LGBT+ leaders may be hiding behind their religious positions and the metaphorical stained glass closet of the church was a significant moment in the dialogue surrounding the intersection of religion, race, and sexuality. In 2011, several men accused Bishop Eddie Long of engaging in inappropriate relationships with prominent Black pastors, which led to a scandalous and deeply unsettling situation for many. This scandal exposed the possibility that some of the most vocal opponents of LGBT rights within the church might be grappling with their own sexual identities. The accusations against Bishop Long were detailed and disturbing, as they described how Long used his position of power and influence to initiate and maintain relationships with them while they were still young. This scandal was a devastating blow not only to Long's personal reputation, but also to the credibility of the Black church as a whole, which had long positioned itself as a moral authority on issues of sexuality and family values. In 2015, the evolving conversation about the role of the church in addressing issues of sexuality became even more urgent. The revelations about Bishop Eddie Long raised serious questions about how the church should minister to LGBT+ individuals, particularly in light of the damaging effects that secrecy, denial, and repression could have on both individuals and communities. Bishop Jake, one of the most influential figures in the Black church, responded to the controversy by stating that his approach to ministry in this area was evolving and evolving. This statement marked a significant departure from his previously staunch position, which had been firmly rooted in traditional interpretations of Scripture that condemned same-sex relationships. Jake's comments suggest a shift in his perspective, acknowledging the complexities and nuances of ministering to LGBT+ individuals within the church. The confusion and controversy surrounding Jake's comments quickly spread, particularly as several Christian media outlets picked up the story and reshared the interview. The ambiguity of his statement left many wondering just how far Jakes was willing to go in reconsidering his position on LGBT+ issues. Some hoped that Jake was moving toward a more inclusive theology, while others were concerned about being misinterpreted by those eager for change. Jackett took to his Facebook page to clarify his position, expressing surprise and dismay that people had twisted his words to suggest that he was endorsing same-sex marriage. He reiterated that his commitment to traditional biblical teachings on marriage defined as a union between a man and a woman had not changed. His post garnered over 600 comments, reflecting the deep divide within his audience. Supporters of Jake's efforts to clarify his views appreciated his efforts to clarify his views, while critics argued that Jake had implied a shift in his views during the HuffPost live interview and that his subsequent Facebook post was an attempt to cover his tracks in response to the backlash from more conservative members of his audience. One particularly vocal commenter dismissed Jake's clarification with the blunt accusation, "BSBBS, shut your ass up TBSB to the SBBS." In conclusion, the scandal surrounding Bishop Eddie Long and the subsequent debates surrounding his role in the Black church led to a complex and contentious conversation about the church's role in addressing LGBTQ+ individuals. Bishop T.D. Jakes, a prominent pastor in Atlanta, has faced criticism for his controversial sermon on Father's Day 2022. He criticized the traditional doctrine of the Trinity, which teaches that God exists as three distinct and co-eternal persons: the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Modalism, also known as oneness, is a theological view that denies this traditional doctrine. Jakes' sermon on Father's Day 2022 was met with widespread controversy and criticism due to his dynamic preaching style and influential voice in the Christian community. He argued that modern women are not receiving the appreciation they deserve for embracing their femininity. Instead, society has shifted to idealizing women who exhibit traits traditionally associated with masculinity, leading to women being encouraged to adopt behaviors he characterized as tough, rough, nasty, mean, aggressive, hateful, and possessive. Jakes' language was both provocative and polarizing, drawing a sharp contrast between what he saw as traditional femininity and the traits that contemporary society values. He lamented that the increasing independence and assertiveness of women are undermining traditional gender roles. He expressed concern that women, in their pursuit of success and equality in the corporate world, were sacrificing their familial responsibilities and relationships. He painted a picture of women climbing the corporate ladder while losing their families in the process, a scenario he presented as a troubling consequence of this societal shift. The confusion between the occasion and the message led to confusion and frustration among viewers. Critics questioned whether Jakes was advocating for a return to more traditional gender roles and suggesting that women should step back from their professional ambitions to focus on family life. A Yahoo News writer pointed out that Jakes missed an opportunity to use his Father's Day message constructively instead of celebrating the contributions of Black fathers or addressing the challenges faced by men in fatherhood. In 2023, Bishop T.D. Jakes embarked on a new venture aimed at fostering community development and addressing the issue of affordable housing. He announced his plan to develop a mixed-income housing and retail complex on 95 acres of land adjacent to Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta. The project was intended to offer a range of housing options and retail facilities, reflecting Jakes' commitment to improving access to affordable housing and supporting economic growth within the Black community. The project garnered mixed reactions from critics. Some applauded Jakes for his initiative to address housing affordability and his effort to contribute positively to community development, while others felt that the project faced criticism for its lack of nuance and clarity. Bishop T.D. Jakes' involvement in a community development project was met with significant criticism, particularly due to the financial partnership revealed shortly after the announcement. Wells Fargo, a major financial institution, committed up to $1 billion over a 10-year period to fund the development, marking a substantial investment in Jakes' initiative. However, the partnership was not without controversy, as Wells Fargo had been embroiled in a class action lawsuit a year prior accusing the bank of discriminatory practices. The lawsuit alleged that the bank had engaged in racially biased mortgage lending practices and systematically undervalued properties owned by Black customers. The partnership between Jakes and Wells Fargo raised eyebrows and sparked considerable debate. Critics argue that Jakes' involvement with the bank could be seen as problematic, given Wells Fargo's recent legal and reputational troubles. Some wondered if Jake was being used as a pawn in the bank's strategy to rehabilitate its image and distance itself from the allegations of racial discrimination. The timing of the partnership came on the heels of Wells Fargo's legal issues, leading to suspicions that the bank was seeking to improve its public relations by associating itself with a high-profile and respected figure like Jakes. Critics also questioned whether Jakes' commitment to community development might be compromised by his association with a bank with a problematic track record. New footage of Katt Williams moping the floor with Steve Harvey goes viral.
Are you not afraid about being blackballed again? These are some power people.
These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything.
I used to be a fighter, and I still got hands. They slow, but if you get up on me real close, I can still knock your monkey out though. I just don't have the quickness I have. I knock your short ass out. I'll shoot your perv straight out your head.
Let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't.
Katt Williams has reacted brutally to Steve Harvey's threats, sparking a buzz on the internet.
Bernie said in the GQ article that when he got Ocean's 11, Steve had reached out to the producers and said he thought he would be a better fit and tried to get the part and blah, blah, blah. And that was some shit that, you just don't do.
Steve Harvey, an American Black dad, may not be as clean as he appears, with allegations linking him to gang activities, potentially damaging his clean image.
Was that the most successful comedy tour ever at that point?
Yes, it was at that point.
Steve Harvey and Katt Williams have been involved in a heated debate, ranging from threats of physical violence to personal grudges. Harvey, a beloved comedian and TV host, has built an empire on his charm and ability to connect with audiences globally. However, there is a side of Harvey that many fans may not be aware of, which Katt Williams has been more than happy to expose. This is not just a beef, but a full-on war of words between the two comedians. Katt Williams, known for his razor-sharp humor and unfilling opinions, has been known for his controversial responses to Harvey's threats of physical violence. In an interview on the Club Shay podcast, Williams accused Harvey of plagiarizing Mark Curry's role as Mark Cooper in his series, The Steve Harvey Show.
Steve was hot. We had the Steve Harvey Show, so we had a national TV show. Bernie Mac was the it comedian at the time, and then DL was hot. He had a TV show.
Harvey, a black actor, was deemed unlikely to become a movie star by Williams, who argued that he would prefer to host Family Feud and sitcoms. Williams compared Harvey to Bernie Mac, stating that there are 30,000 new scripts in Hollywood each year, and no one asked for a country bumpkin black dude with a bad voice or appearance. Curry referred to this as the joke he was discussing.
The first year we did it, it was just me, Bernie, and Steve. Right. And Steve closed.
Curry accused Steve of stealing his comedic material twice, exacerbating the situation.
Bernie, felt like he didn't want to do it anymore. He was on his own path, and Steve. So, nothing like that ever happened.
A comedian, Curry, has been accused of joke stealing by Steve Harvey on both The Steve Show and Katt. Curry claimed Harvey used his material on both platforms, while Mark claimed Harvey used it on his other show, The Kids Show. Over 6 months later, Steve Harvey responded to Katt Williams' claims, addressing the audience with a more personal message. Harvey, known for his quick wit and straightforward attitude, had remained quiet for months following Williams' harsh criticism. He addressed the audience with a message of staying true to one's path, blocking out negativity, and keeping an eye on the prize. Harvey's response to Williams' criticism has been met with mixed reactions, with some expressing frustration and others expressing their own concerns.
Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment.
Steve's appearance at the Investor Fest was a subtle response to Katt Williams' comments about ignoring detractors. While it was clear that Steve was encouraging people to rise above, it raises questions about whether he was truly encouraging people to rise above the issue, or if it was a calculated move to sidestep the issue entirely.
Is that one of the reasons why you didn't do? You did the first part, you did the second part.
I think, of course, that was, definitely a contributing circumstance.
Fans noticed that Steve's dismissive tone might hold more meaning when someone claims indifference, signaling concern for his choice. Critics suggest that by not addressing Katt's accusations head-on, Steve might be avoiding a confrontation he's not ready to face, especially considering the timing of the situation.
That dude did something for me, brother. I get emotional talking about it, bro. Like, I really needed it at the time.
Critics argue that Steve's metaphor about Ling and small dogs, while powerful at first, raises questions about his true self-perception. They suggest that acknowledging the barking may have hit closer to home than Steve would like to admit, potentially indicating a subtle attempt to
You go to a guy like Dale when you got
shade.
a problem and say, look, man, I'm having a problem. I can't get this done because this guy's over here doing this. I can't get this done because that guy's doing that.
Steve's use of religious imagery in the film was criticized for its potential to sidestep the real issue by framing his response in terms of faith and divine purpose. Critics argued that this could be a tactic to avoid delving into the specifics of Katt's claims, as staying on the wall doesn't require dealing with the details.
And respect for giving my dad his props and his flowers, and I felt like it was genuine.
Steve Harvey's choice of words at an investor festival has sparked debates about his handling of criticism. Some believe it's a smart way to dismiss criticism, while others see it as a passive-aggressive attack on Katt. Some speculate that Steve is trying to downplay Katt's comments without confronting them. Despite his confident speech, fans and critics noticed a few moments where he seemed to slip, suggesting pressure might be getting to him. This raises questions about whether Steve's real feelings or a rare misstep in his otherwise polished speech were the main concerns.
He called me to his show, and when I was leaving the show, I thought he threw me some weed in the car because it was wrapped up in a towel. But it was $15,000, bro.
Steve's speech, which claimed to be above drama, led to social media reactions. Critics believe this tough talk might be Steve's attempt to prove his control, but it also suggests he might be more frustrated than he's letting on. The irony of Steve's sudden readiness to veer off track has been picked up by critics.
I first met Dale. I was in a precarious situation. You go to a guy like Dale when you got a problem and say, look, man, I'm having a problem. I can't get this done because this guy's over here doing this. I can't get this done because that guy's doing that. In like 7 minutes, man, a lot of trucks rolled up, and Dale got out of one of the trucks with a lot of his friends.
Katt Williams discovered Harvey's comments and promptly posted a video on Instagram, allegedly responding to Harvey's comments.
God damn, I look motherfucking good. Eating you bitches up. I'm talking about eating you bitches up. God damn, I look motherfucking good. Eating you bitches up.
The video caption reads, "Read yes, Steve," and emojis. As the feud escalates, new information suggests Harvey has ties to gang members in the U.S., including Del Dog, a reputed member of the Main Street Mafia, Crips. This could further tarnish Steve's reputation.
I used to be a fighter, and I still got hands. They slow, but if you get up on me real close, I can still knock your out there. I just don't have the quickness I have.
Dale Dog R.S., born in 1965, emerged from the tough streets of South Central Los Angeles, known for its gang activity and struggle for survival. Born into a family with limited opportunities, Dale was the sixth of 10 children and grew up in the Main Street Mafia Crips territory. The gang, which originated in the 1970s, established itself as a dominant force in the city's gang culture. Despite their division, they maintained a strong alliance known as 984, a combination of both cliques' identifiers. Dale Dog was initiated into the gang at around 15 years of age, and he quickly became entrenched in the gang's activities, including criminal enterprises designed to generate income. Robbery was a common charge that landed him in and out of jail during his early years. The Main Street Mafia Crips were known for their intense rivalries with other gangs, often leading to violent confrontations but maintaining a focus on financial gain. Dale Dog was no exception, as he was as much about making money as he was about representing his hood. In the 1990s, Dale Dog expanded his horizons beyond the typical activities of gang life and started a car club that quickly became known for its low riders. This club was a significant cultural symbol in Los Angeles, as it allowed Dale Dog to bring people together even from rival gangs in a peaceful setting. The color green became synonymous with Dale Dog's car club, representing money and prosperity rather than gang affiliations. Dale Dog understood that true power came from being able to move beyond the streets to create something lasting and impactful. He began building connections across various industries, understanding that real power came from networks that extended beyond the neighborhood. His ties to influential figures in entertainment and sports were a reflection of this strategy. Steve Harvey, America's Black Dad, represents a significant connection for Dale Dog. However, their relationship hints at a more complex reality where the lines between legitimate success and street life are often blurred. Dale Dog's connection to Harvey suggests that even those who have made it out of the streets are never entirely free from their influence. In the wake of Katt Williams' comments, several people have come out to defend and authenticate his true character, such as Boogie Bads, who got emotional when he talked about how comedian Katt Williams helped him out after he got out of prison and was in desperate need of a break.
I stay away from it. Now, do I want to? Yes. Because I'm a human being and I'm hood.
Boozy mentioned that at the time, she was homeless and in need of money, as she was stuck in a hotel with her children in downtown New Orleans without a permanent residence.
Stay on the wall. Don't come down off the wall to address some little small-minded, penny-ante hater who is, and you'll never have a hater that's doing better than you.
Fans were impressed by Katt Williams' honest interview on Club Shay, and Bernie Ma's daughter praised her for being a real friend to her late father, further enhancing her admiration for Katt.
When God has you on a path, and you are clear that you are on a path, there's a Bible verse that says, stay on the wall. When they throw rocks at you, stay on the wall.
In a controversial interview with Shannon Sharpe, Katt Williams accused Steve Harvey of hating on Bernie Mac. Mac Janice McCullough supported Harvey, stating that she has never met him, but from what she's heard, he always seemed like a stand-up guy. However, Steve Harvey has been known for his conflicts, including stepping on other comedians and taking their material. He has also been tough on his employees. Harvey and 3 of his friends made a significant impact on the comedy world 2 decades ago with their comedy tour, which set box office records and shaped the way comedy shows are done today.
The same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had.
The tour featured DL High, Cedric the Entertainer, and Bernie Mac, each with their unique style and focus on African American life and racial differences.
Lions don't turn around when small dogs bark. And I don't.
Harvey, known for his smooth performance, transitioned easily into television, but was also aggressive towards the audience, often commenting on their appearance and careers.
If you don't have my cell number, I don't care what you think of me, because you're not in my life that way.
Bernie Mac and Steve Harvey had a long-standing feud due to their differing styles. Bernie's intense and raw approach sometimes crossed into deeper real-life issues, and Steve Harvey may have been envious of Bernie's. Recent revelations from band members have brought this feud back into the spotlight.
When God has you on a path, and you are clear that you are on a path, there's a Bible verse that says, stay on the wall. When they throw rocks at you, stay on the wall.
Rumors suggest that Steve Harvey and Bernie Mac during the Kings of Comedy tour had friction. Cedric the Entertainer, who was on the tour with Harvey Mack and DL High, confirmed that they didn't always get along, but they managed to get through it in the end.
My thing with Steve Harvey is that he used my material on both his platforms.
Yeah.
After I talked to him, I saw him at Def Jam, I went up and talked to him, I said, man, you're using my material.
In a 2003 interview with GQ magazine, Bernie Mac accused Harvey of jealousy and trying to undermine him for movie roles. Steve responded in a 2010 interview, stating he was hurt by Max's words, while comedian Dannon Williams confirmed the accusations.
We couldn't afford no Halloween costume. Mama sent us down to the liquor store, put boxes on us.
I think we UPS, I guess, I don't know.
And here's Steve's version.
You've heard me say that every Halloween I had the same outfit on. I just had a brown box, and he just told me to tell everybody I was a UPS man.
Steve Harvey's feud with Katt Williams has caused public attention and affected their careers. Harvey's reputation has been damaged, and fans are now doubting his sincerity. Katt Williams has gained popularity for standing up to Harvey and speaking his mind, which has gained support from a new group of comedy enthusiasts. The buzz around their feud has led people to revisit Williams' previous stand-up specials and interviews to see more insights. However, Harvey might face more lasting damage if rumors about his alleged gang ties and questionable actions continue to spread, potentially hurting his career and limiting his future opportunities.